Okay, this is a lesson on how to add and subtract rational expressions. Rational expressions are fractions, so we're basically going to be adding and subtracting fractions, in which case you need a common denominator. Okay, so common denominator. I have 5 and I have 4 as my two denominators, so common denominator would be 20. So what I do to the top, I got to do to the bottom. So I'm going to multiply this entire first fraction by 4 and multiply this entire second fraction by 5. So that would give me 12 over 20 plus 5 over 20. And then I add them up, add up the numerators, 17, and the denominators stay the same, 17 over 20. So you need to get a common denominator, and what you multiply the top by, you multiply the bottom by. Okay? So I need a common denominator between the two fractions here. I have x plus 3 and I get x minus 2. So my common denominator will actually be the multiplication of these two denominators. So I'll have x plus 3 times x minus 2 and x plus 3 times x minus 2. Now I multiplied this entire first fraction by the denominator of the other fraction. So when I multiply the bottom by, I got to multiply the top by as well. So the bottom got multiplied by x minus 2, so will the top. So I have 5 times x minus 2. Both the top and the bottom got multiplied by the same value. On the other side, you have 4x, and then I had my x, I multiplied by denominator by x plus 3, so it means I need to multiply my numerator by x plus 3 as well. Both the top and the bottom got multiplied by x plus 3. Okay. Then I can subtract them. So I have 5 times x minus 2, subtract 4x, x plus 3, over your common denominator, which is just x plus 3 times x minus 2. Now you might be asked to simplify a little bit further, okay, in which case you can do the distributive property, 5x minus 10, subtract 4x squared minus 12x, all over, and again, you can, I'll just leave it in a multiplying binomials fashion on the denominator right now. So I can collect like terms, negative 4x squared minus 7x minus 10 on the top, over, and it'd be x squared plus x, and be minus 6 on the denominator. Okay, so you can try and expand a little bit if you need to. Get a common denominator. When you multiply the top by, you got to multiply the bottom by. You got to multiply them both, and you do the same on either fraction to make sure you have that common denominator. Then you can actually subtract them. I do need to state my restrictions. So in this case, look at your denominator. Anything that will make your denominator go to 0 needs to be restricted. So I'll have x plus 3. That will mean x cannot equal negative 3. And my x minus 2 means x will not equal positive 2. So make sure you state your restrictions at some point at the very end. Look back at the factored form to help you out. Another example. Now this one might be hard to tell to figure out what a common denominator should be. So my first step might be to factor. So I'm going to factor anything I can. Numerators, denominators, factor whatever I can. The only two things in this question I can factor would be my two denominators. So I'll have 3x, and this one factored is a difference of squares. So x plus 4, x minus 4. Plus, I can't factor the 2, but I can factor its denominator. This is a perfect square trinomial. I can also view it as being a simple trinomial. Multiplies to 16 as the 8 would be 4 and 4. Now you notice that both these have x plus 4's in them. Okay, so that's good. They already have that in common. But what they need to have is, to get a total common denominator, is need to have two x plus 4's and an x minus 4. So my common denominator is going to be x plus 4, another x plus 4, and an x minus 4. It's going to be a combination made up of both denominators put together. X plus 4, x plus 4, x minus 4. The two common denominators. So then I need to multiply my numerators by how I adjusted each of their denominators. So this denominator got multiplied by another x plus 4. So that means my top needs to get multiplied by an x plus 4. By what it was missing. This denominator was missing an x minus 4. So I had to multiply it. So my top has to get multiplied by an x minus 4. Now I can add them up. So I have my common denominator. And on the top, I'm going to have my 3x, x plus 4, plus 2 times x minus 4. Now this might be a good opportunity to state my restrictions because I haven't factored form. So look at your denominators, and it's going to make them go to 0. I have my x plus 4s. Well, if x equaled negative 4, that would be an issue. Make my denominator go to 0. Can't have it. X minus 4, if x equaled positive 4, that would make that part go to 0. And so that wouldn't work. So I have to state my restrictions. I can do the distributive property. Okay, so I would have multiplying the 3x into both, multiplying the 2 into both of those. I'd have 3x squared plus 12x plus 2x minus 8 all over your common denominator. And collect like terms, 3x squared plus 14x minus 8. And in this case, I can try and reduce it a little bit further. X plus 4 squared, because I had 2 of them, times x minus 4. Okay? Where x could not equal negative 4 or positive 4. So a short little lesson on adding and subtracting rational expressions. You need to make a common denominator. If you can, factor first so you can see which each one is missing and how much adjustment you need to make to both the top and the bottom. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.